Hi friends! I have been meaning to make some pattern weights for quite some time now. You know, sometimes putting a pin through fabric is just too much effort. For the longest time, I've just been using random household objects as pattern weights, like candles or bottles of nail polish or other breakable objects filled with stuff that would really suck to get all over my fabric. So you can see why I want to make some actual pattern weights. So the time has finally come. I found this lovely tutorial, which I will link down below in case you want some actual directions for how to make pattern weights instead of whatever this video is gonna be. But when I was looking at the pictures of the finished product, I thought, you know, that's kind of shaped like a pomegranate seed. At the very least, I could make them look like pomegranate seeds. And if I'm gonna make them look like pomegranate seeds, I gotta make a big pomegranate to put them in. I gotta. So that is the objective for today's video. Let's get to it. Okay, so here are my materials. For the weight part of the pattern weights, I have a big bag of rice. That is what we're going to be filling up the pattern weights themselves with so that they can actually weigh down the fabric. Speaking of fabric, this is the material I'm going to be using. It is just a lightweight cotton canvas. Now you might be thinking, that's not the color that pomegranates are. And you're right, you're so smart. And that's because we are going to be dyeing this fabric. And now you're probably saying, that does not look like the color that pomegranates are either. And once again, you are correct. You're so good at colors. So I am following a recipe from the Rit Dye website. They have a whole page of how to make different colors using their products. And every time I've used one of their recipes, I have started out being like, there's no way that's gonna be the right color. It doesn't look right. But in the end, it's come out perfectly. So I'm just gonna trust them and hopefully it works. Because I'm not gonna be able to dye things until they're already all sewn up. And so if it doesn't work, I'm gonna be real sad. I will be dyeing the outside layer of the pomegranate itself and then leaving the inside white, and I'll also be using some felt as an interlining. For the pattern weights themselves, I want to do a little bit of tie-dyeing for those to try and get that look that you get with pomegranate seeds where like the pointy end is white and then it fades out into the darker red color. So I'm going to be I'll be doing that. I will be tying one point of the pyramid so that it hopefully stays this natural canvas color and then the rest of it dyes a nice dark wine red. So I have already done some pattern testing for the pomegranate. Here she is, my bowl and her hat. I do plan on making the actual pomegranate bag a little bit bigger, so that does mean I need to redraft my pattern piece. So I will show you guys how I go about that, because sewing a sphere seems very complicated and scary, but it's actually not that hard. So let's get drafting. To make a sphere pattern, I looked to a different fruit, the humble orange. Our pattern will be assembled basically the same way the segments fit together on a peeled orange. To make a sphere at a specific size, you need to start with the circumference that you want in the end. The length of the pattern piece is going to be the circumference divided by 2, and the width is the circumference divided by 8. Since I'm going to be using 8 pattern pieces for my pomegranate. I find that between 6 and 8 panels gives the best sphere shape. Less than 6 and it will start to look too low poly and not smooth and round. More than 8 and you start to get diminishing returns in the smoothness for the number of seams you have to sew. You might need more panels if you're making a really big sphere, but I'm making a mid-sized pomegranate, so I'm sticking with 8. However many panels you choose, divide the circumference by that number for the width, and the length is always divided by 2. I just freehand sketched the curve and then folded the paper into quarters to cut an even shape. To get the little frilly bit at the top to make the sphere into a pomegranate, I didn't taper one of the pointed ends and flared it out into a forked V shape. I only want this detail on the outer layer. The lining and interlining layers will just be regular old spheres. Now you just need to add seam allowance and your pattern is good to go. So I messed up. Since I am going to be dyeing the outer layer and the pattern weights, I want to be sure I can cut them all out of the same material. The lining I'm going to leave white because that's the color of the inside of a pomegranate. So if that has to get cut out of a different fabric, that's fine. The lining is going to be a perfect sphere. the outer layer has the little crown thing at the top. I forgot to add that into my pattern piece. I've gotten 6 out of the 8 segments cut out, and I realized they're supposed to have an extra piece. It's supposed to... So if I want to keep these at this size, I can't just cut them down to make that shape. I can make them smaller and have a smaller sphere overall and just cut these down, but I would prefer not to if I don't have to. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cut out all my pieces for the pattern weights now, and then see how much fabric I have left, if I can cut out the entire outer layer at this size with the addition for the crown bit, then great. And if I can get the rest of the lining out of this material, even better. If not, I will cut these down to be a little bit smaller and have that little frill bit. I know I could probably do that as just a separate piece. Is that better? But I really like the idea of it all being one piece. I'm gonna stick with my plan and not have it be a separate piece. It will be more annoying, but I think it'll look cooler. So I'm gonna cut out my rectangles and then assess the situation. Okay, so I was able to cut out all of my pattern pieces from the canvas. So it's very close, but I got there. So I've got my outer layer and lining layer for the pomegranate, and the rectangles for the pattern weights themselves all cut out of that. And then I also cut out my felt pieces, and I cut these out with no seam allowance because I'm going to be sewing them together with a zigzag stitch. So you just butt the edges of the felt together and then zigzag across to join them. This means that you don't have the like extra bulky seams of the felt, and also I just think it's really fun to do. It does leave a pretty visible seam, but this will be an interlining layer so you will never see it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my felt all seamed up and then move on to the canvas layers and get those stitched up as well. I hand sewed the cap onto the crown part of the outer layer and then trimmed back the seam allowances and turned out the points. I also sewed up the pattern weights according to the tutorial, stopping at the point where they get filled with rice, because simmering rice in a dye bath does not sound pleasant. So I took all my partially assembled pieces, soaked them in water to help the dye absorb evenly, and rubber banded one corner of each pattern weight so the dye wouldn't absorb evenly, but in an intentional way, not in a bad dye job way. So once I had everything prepped, it was time to dye. So here's where we can see what probably went wrong and led to that foreshadowing from earlier. I couldn't find my measuring spoons that I use for dye, so I measured out just plain water with the food only measuring spoons and put that into this little jar, and then dumped that out and poured the dye into the jar to about the same level. So my measurements were not precise, but they were relatively close. Also, this red dye is a few years old, so that might have something to do with it. Also, I probably should have used a bigger dye bath so everything could flow around better. So, spoilers, but the dye didn't come out exactly the way I was picturing, and that's probably my fault, but it all turns out fine in the end. I mean, or does it? Watch to the end of the video to find out. So I left everything in the dye bath for about 10 minutes and then took out the seeds and left the pomegranate in to sit longer while I rinsed those out so it could get a darker color. Okay, so it is the next day. Everything has dried. The pomegranate seeds for the pattern weights came out super well. I love the color. The tie-dye effect came out very nicely. I'm super happy with these. The pomegranate bag, however, is not quite the color I was going for. It's a really pretty color. It's just very bright. I was shooting for more like the color of the zipper. So I think I'm going to tea dye the bag to try and darken it a bit and get it a little bit more desaturated. So that is the plan, so let's make some tea. I followed another tutorial for the tea staining, which I will also link below in the description. I let the fabric soak on low heat for about 30 minutes, and then off the heat for another hour. Okay, so finished with the tea staining. It's still not the right color, but it's a little bit better. It's the color it's gonna be. So I've got all of the pieces of the bag ready to go, so let's get them all put together. I attached the zipper to the lining layer first, then basted in the felt interlining. Then I attached the outer layer with some top stitching, and I used different colors for the top thread and the bobbin thread, so the top stitching would blend in on both the inside and outside. To finish the pattern weights, I trimmed back the seam allowances and turned them right side out. I pressed the open edges under, then filled the weights with rice and slip stitched the open edge shut. I decided at the last minute to make a little leaf-shaped zipper pull. It's just 2 pieces of fabric stitched together and turned out with some top stitching for the veins. I painted it green with acrylic paint because I had had enough of dyeing with this project. Then I just had to stitch that onto the zipper and the project was done. Okay, so I'm super happy with how this came out. I think it's super cute. I'm really happy with the pattern weights themselves as like a functional tool. They're really good size. They're a good weight. I'm really excited to actually like use them in a project and have them be a part of my whole like arsenal of sewing tools. But also they're super cute. I love them so much. They came out really good. I'm really happy with the dye job on the seeds. The color on the pomegranate itself, I'm still not totally happy with. It's not what I had in mind. I obviously wanted something a little bit darker, a little bit more rich, but I do like this color. It's a very pretty color. I also really like the leaf. The shade of green looks really nice with this shade of red. I just think it's a cute little detail. It's very sweet. I also think this would be a really cute purse. Like make the opening a little bit different somehow. I don't know. You could also make it in white and make an onion. When I had the bag outer layer all sewn up before I dyed it, I was like, oh, she's got layers. I think it's really cute. I'm super happy, excited to use these in my sewing practice. If you want to see me using these in different sewing projects, you could hit subscribe. Stay tuned for some different projects I have coming up. If you enjoyed this video, leaving a like and a comment would really help me out. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye, friends.